Leaked new info shows new content incoming for Diablo 4. Let's take a look at it.
Looks like World Tier 5 has been leaked. If you guys remember the guy I follow on Twitter here that was talking about the gems previously, he now is showing that he found evidence of World Tier 5 within the game. So in order to figure out what was going on, I went to his page that breaks it down more in depth.
Okay.
Something to keep in mind is because it is a data mine, this is speculation. Data mines are...
I feel like they're going to 100% do World Tier 5. I wouldn't be surprised if World Tier 5 was in the first season.
Never like 100% accurate. It's more of like info in the back alley that somebody found. But I know this guy from previous games, and he's been pretty spot on with a lot of these.
Yeah.
First bit of info we have is that World Tier 5, the icon imagery. So this is data mine imagery of World Tier 5 with the icon. So that is an asset straight from...
by the way, I'm okay with them holding back content for season 1. I think they should do that. Because season 1 is going to be whenever, like, the enthusiasts of the game... Like, right now, you have a lot of tourists for Diablo 4, right? A lot of people that like the game, they're going to play it for a few weeks. They might, you know, hop in Season 3 again for, like, 2 weeks after that. And then they're probably not going to play the game until the next expansion comes out, if that. But, like, the consistent player base is going to be playing the game every season or every other season. Like, I'm an every other season PoE kind of guy, right? And that's usually what I do. So... I'm actually okay with them holding it back to where, like, they don't just completely overwhelm the players with stuff. I just hate item level equals content. Yeah, they need to add in... What I think they need to do is the first league needs to be a crafting league. They need to have a crafting league with new crafting affixes that do things that are interesting. Like, I'm not saying harvest, okay? But I'm saying just, you know, something that's a little bit better than what we have now.
The game's data itself... Not terribly surprising. It's not like they're just going to leave World Tier as the last one forever. And he does state that it seems like there's some kind of placeholders that means there's going to be another capstone dungeon for World Tier 4 other than the Pinnacle Lilith boss. It's already sort of the capstone dungeon for that.
Yeah, that
There's going to be another capstone dungeon in Fracture Peaks to unlock World Tier 5. Now, he goes on to talk about some more information, breakdown of what we talked about previously, which is that there is rank 6, 7, and 8 gems, effectively, already data mined to be in the game. Rank 6, weirdly enough, seems to not have a lot of information around, but rank 7 is named Magnificent, rank 8 is named Perfect. So it would probably make sense Perfect's going to be the last one. And he even goes further to...
So let's see what this is. So we're thinking crit chance to vulnerable enemies is going to be 16%. Oh my god. Like, one thing that I'm kind of concerned about is, like, if these numbers get too big in terms of, like, percentage chances. Or, like, you're always critting and you're always doing max crit damage. I don't know what's going to happen. I think big numbers is good. But I just don't want to see them, like, I watched this one, there's this one fucking video, it got recommended to me, it was like Wojito. And he was doing a Greater Rift 150, and he crit for what's the number? 422 quadrillion damage. I'm not kidding you. That's a real number. So we don't want to be in that situation. That's the point I'm making. How many digits? It only goes up to trillions.
Show the breakdown in terms of information on what it looks like the stats of these items will be. Green being extremely high confidence for rank 7, 8, or 6, 7, and 8, whereas the red and yellow is like medium and low confidence. Basically, he's grading himself on what he believes is his ability to accurately predict this.
Yeah, he's just guessing.
But it looks like it's a sort of linear progression. So 27% to 30 to 33, for instance, on the overpower damage, or maximum life 45 to 5. Or 4.
Yeah, I mean, he's extrapolating a numerical trend. Like, of course this makes sense.
0.5 to 5% to 5.5.
Yeah,
so
anybody could
these are
understand
upgrades.
this.
They don't look like hilariously massive upgrades. And he continues to find more data mine information related to the seasons. Now, some of these confirm what we already know. For instance, there's going to be seasonal chapter reward caches for completion.
Oh, no, no, not seasonal stash. Bro, am I going to have to give that guy $500? Oh, fuck. Are you kidding me? Please. Oh, my fucking god. Oh, my fucking god. Am I going to have to give him $500 fucking dollars? Oh, it's not paid? We'll see.
Don't know what that's about. They stated previously on the dev live stream that's sort of going to be like Diablo 3, where when the seasons come, you're going to have challenges. You complete the challenges, and you get like a heroics blessing type of thing that's going to have some rewards within it. Yeah. And this is effectively how they're going to keep things new during the seasons, different challenges to get different caches, and then you're going to have different aspects that are
They have to have, bro, like, they need to do, like, another statue where, like, you know, again, like, you can have, like, your name written on, like, Lilith's boobs or her thigh or something like that if you get, like, top 100 hardcore in Season 1. Like, yeah, I need that. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the kind of stuff that they need to add into the game.
Boosted, correlating with the aspects you get as a reward. Effectively, we're following the D3 strategy of seasons here. This part is very interesting, though. A seasonal stash tab. And he says, based on the information he gathered, there will be a seasonal stash tab. It's important to note that items from non-seasonal characters cannot be transferred to a seasonal tab. However, you will be able to withdraw items from it. It is crucial to remember you must retrieve your items before the active season ends, as any items left within the tab may become unavailable. So, as you know, at the end of the seasons, everything sort of transfers over to the Eternal server, and it looks like they're doing that through seasonal tabs this time.
Okay.
But the most exciting portion of this is definitely World Tier 5. I don't think any of this comes as a surprise, if we're being honest. The game itself, when you get into World Tier 4, it's like a level 73 is sort of the level that it goes down to, and that leaves a lot of levels. I mean, the game goes all the way to level 100, so I don't think any of us really expected to never get other world tiers above the level 73 one. Yes, there's dynamic scaling, but for the most part, 73 is...
I feel like if they did 90 and above, or there was like a world tier level that you could get if you only got to level 100. But like the problem that I have with that is that, like, who is that really for? It's for like I don't know, like a you know, 10, 20,000 people. Like, is it really worth... Like, the reason why seasons in PoE are so good is that whenever you are on the fucking beach, you do the seasonal mechanic. At the very fucking beginning, you're doing the seasonal mechanic. And that's what makes it so good. You are immediately interfacing with it. So, you can't make the seasonal mechanic just like this bullshit. Yeah, Crucible mechanic was horrible. Yeah, whatever, though. But, like, a lot of you guys, how many of you guys with Crucible crucibled your weapons while you were leveling up? Like, I did. I crucibled my weapon. Like, whenever I got a new weapon, it's like, okay, let's crucible it. Yeah, for sure. Why not? It's cool. It's the new mechanic. I want to try it out.
Is the absolute minimum, meaning
also
when
free
you get
damage,
to 5, it's probably going to be like 80 or 90 or something like that.
Yeah, I maxed my shit out too.
I do think it's interesting that we're getting new gems, but I don't see any data mined information related to things like a new tier of gear. There is a new tier of gear at Sacred for World Tier 3 and a new tier of gear of Ancestral at World Tier 4. So is there going to be like a perfect Ancestral or something for World Tier 5? We don't know. This is all speculation once again. It's data mine stuff, so who knows at this point? And he does actually state...
I think it'd be kind of cool if they had, like, a level... Like, you could only do it if you're level 100, and it would drop perfect Ancestral gear. Like, maybe that would be cool, but, like... It's like, again, that's, like, 0.1% content, so, like, who gives a fuck?
If the data mining for Diablo 4 is more challenging than Immortal, the previous game that he was data mining, and there's tons of people data mining, and there's...
Diablo 4 is more challenging than for Immortal? Like, back whenever I played Diablo Immortal, every good guild just, like, the boss didn't, like, nothing even happened. Like, the boss would die in, like, 40 seconds. It was like watching classic WoW speedruns. It was just so dumb.
Just a whole bunch of raw data so that he's not able to get exactly what's happening and be able to predict exactly everything. If you've seen any of his data mine stuff from the previous game, Immortal, he was basically... shooting, I call him the second shooter from the grassy knoll, because he was sniping the information like months in advance. He knew fishing was coming to Diablo 3 months before it actually did.
Wow.
So I'll put a link to his Twitter and to the webpage where he breaks this down in more detail if you are interested, as this does seem like a person you probably want to keep tabs on if you're trying to be 100% updated for information. And as of today, the Rogue and Necromancer week 1 of Twitch drops is wrapping up, which is today was the last day of this. So week 2, if you are a sorcerer, there are now free cosmetics you can farm week 2 for your Twitch drops.
Yeah,
that starts as of tomorrow, or when this comes out, as of today. And I do have these enabled so you can watch it.
The funniest fucking thing is, like, I didn't know this guy. So his name is, like, his YouTube channel name is DM Diablo 4. I just assumed that DM was like Dungeon Master. It's not. It's Darth Microtransaction, which makes sense because he played Diablo Immortal. Yeah, I had no fucking idea.
Twitch.tv/Darth Microtransaction. Once you watch 3 hours of this, then you will be able to get your cosmetic. And even if you're not playing that class, probably a good thing to get them. Obviously, I unlocked the Rogue and Necromancer one. I'll unlock the Sorcerer one. It will go in your wardrobe. If you ever make those classes, you will have that cosmetic permanently for yourself in the future. And we are also halfway over in July.
Oh, Jesus. Bro.
This mount skin is being retired. This is a limited edition skin that you can only...
You guys can support him or some of the other guys that are in the program. Like, my main channel technically has it, but, you know, probably want to go support somebody who, you know, might need it.
Get by gifting 2 subs on eligible partners like myself. You gift 2 subs only when I am live, just to make this brutally clear. I've seen like 5 people gift 2 subs while I'm offline in an attempt to purchase the skin. My channel must be live, and I do go live every day right around 10 a.m. Pacific. So we are halfway through this promotion, and if you're interested in acquiring this, you have about 2 weeks left. As the beginning of July, it will be shut off. And if you're a druid like me, the next free cosmetics after sorcerer will be druid for free cosmetics for the druid, and then we will have barbarian following shortly afterwards.
See, they saved the best for last.
Cosmetics if you're interested in the freebies. In other news, there was a hot fix that rolled out. Actually, one of the people in our clan experienced one of the major bugs, fixed an issue where the level 100 pinnacle encounter would not progress properly. His whole account literally got stalemated. He couldn't log in back to the game. He tried doing the pinnacle boss. He got frozen. It bugged out. He literally could not get back into his account. And once the hot fix was enabled, he was able to get back in. So if you tried the pinnacle boss, died, and then just your character looked like it got deleted, you literally can't play the game. You reinstalled everything, all of that stuff. This is now fixed.
Is the Lilith Pinnacle, like, level 100 boss, does she have new mechanics? Oh, she does have new mechanics. Yes, I know the answer to that. I actually watched Ben do it. Yeah, she does have new mechanics. I know that.
They are also further adjusting the elite monster rates in dungeons. If you want to know what this is about, basically all of the people that hit level 100 fairly soon, they all did it through dungeon leveling. Effectively, everyone goes in a dungeon, you split up, you farm the dungeon, you go out, you reset the dungeon, do it over and over again, because there are certain dungeons that have really high elite monster density, and for that reason, it is high experience. And I think they're trying to get people out of the dungeon farming, maybe a little bit more into the overworld, so they've been kind of tuning this. Some PvP changes.
I think if they want to tune the amount of, you know what they should do is they should have, like, it would be kind of cool if there were, like, strongholds that would, like, rotate in the open world that had higher elite concentrations. Because, like, I would like to farm in the open world more than dungeons, personally. I think that would be cooler. But dungeons are just better. Like, that's it. They're just fucking better. Helltides? Yeah, but there's not a... I know Helltides is like that, but I mean, like, Helltides inside of Helltides. Like, if you think about, like, what the multiples of that would be, like, I'm talking, like, packs of, like, 10 elites and shit like that in the open world. And, like, you know, 3 bosses and stuff like that, where it's, like, actually dangerous. Special Stronghold's active whenever Helltide's down. Yeah, or even whenever it's up. You know, like a stronghold inside of Helltides that has, like, a ton of elites in it, so people actually want to go outside the dungeons and farm them. Like, I just don't want to see Blizzard go with the approach of, like, okay, let's nerf everything that people are doing so they have to do the thing that they don't want to do. Because, like, yeah, obviously water flows downhill. People are going to choose the easiest thing to do. But at the same time, I think that also people might like dungeon farming. And they might not want to just run around randomly in the overworld and hopefully see a pack of 2 elites to get off their mount that they have to wait 10 seconds to get back on again just to kill these 2 elites. It's just like, what the fuck? So, like, I don't want to see Blizzard, like, nerf things that are fun so people have to do things that aren't fun, if that makes sense.
adjustments, but those are the notable ones here. The rest are more hot fixes, bug fixes, and just some adjustments to numbers in PvP in order to make it more suited for PvP. This is off the back of the things of bosses changes, which increase the level range for world bosses, trying to buff those a little bit, increase the total damage dealt by the level 100 pinnacle boss, but reduce their total health. So they were sort of buffing some of the bosses due to some feedback that some of the bosses were too easy. Kind of nice to see that there seems to be some...
The reason why the bosses are easy is because the mechanics are a joke. Like, why even try to buff a world boss? Like, world bosses, bro, these are loot pinatas. Like, even in Lost Ark, which is like a super serious... It's a super serious, like, MMO ARPG, basically, right? And every world boss is just free loot. Like, as long as you have the item level to actually damage the world boss... You kill it, and that's it. It's not a big deal at all.
Pretty quick response in terms of updates coming to the game. I'm excited to see the first update that actually comes to
I don't want to like go off on a tangent here, but like, yes, absolutely. Belshazzar is harder than anything in Diablo 4, and it's not even remotely close. It's just like, it's a completely different universe by like 100x. Yeah, it's insane. Harder than Pinnacle Final Boss? From what I've seen, absolutely. Lilith is not even remotely close to it. Sirius is harder than anything in Diablo 4. I don't know about that. Yeah, it's not even a question.
Diablo 4, this will probably be arriving with Seasons. If you're wondering when Seasons will arrive, it's the middle of July, so I would expect to see World Tier 5, the new gems, all of the season items, and of course the Battle Pass with your cosmetics only will all be arriving here come mid-July. So that's about it. If you are interested in seeing more videos, consider subscribing to the channel. We have been absolutely exploding in terms of sub growth at the moment. We have passed my main channel in only 1 week. It took me 5 years to get to this many subs before, and I want nothing more than 100,000 subs for the YouTube plaque. So thank you to each and every one of my subscribers for helping me on that journey. With that being said, we will see you on the next D4 video.
The reason why people are watching his videos is because they're 8 minutes long. Looks like they're not full of a bunch of bullshit. And they're just informational, and it's like there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I mean, I like this guy's videos a lot. Huge supporter, and yeah, guy streams on Twitch. I've been watching his like Diablo Immortal videos for a while, especially whenever the game came out. So make sure to give him a sub, give him some support, and I wouldn't be surprised if I mean, shit keeps going like this. I mean, Diablo 4 is getting a lot of people playing it, a lot of people excited for it. I wouldn't be surprised if he hit 100K subs before Season 1, right? So hard to find short informational videos these days. Yeah, aren't just vodcasts with a bunch of rambling. Yeah, like that's one thing I need to do more of. Like I need to record more of my own videos, and I've been so lazy. I want to start doing it. Like now that like the Games Expo's over, I want to really sit down and like actually start recording my own shit, man. Yeah, this is really great to see. So again, here's the video, and yeah, I want to make sure I link you guys this right here.